Hutchinson?
Well, obviously, we dug ourselves a great big hole for us to get out of, and it would prove to be too much. But the things that I was concerned about with this team coming into the tournament showed up in the first half a little bit in terms of just the overall atmosphere. And I think that Ohio showed experience, early, and that they'd been here. And, of course, DJ Cooper, I think he showed why he's the best player in the league. And, in the first half, and that got him out to a great big lead. And we got rattled. Quite honestly, we got rattled, and by the time we composed ourselves, it was a little bit too big of a hole, but really proud of our kids' effort. Tremendous job as this team has done all year long in terms of fighting, getting themselves back into it. We've never given up on anything. Very proud of this team.
Questions for Brandon or Nate?
You guys just talked a little bit about how you fought back there at the end and what you guys were able to do in the second half.
Yeah, like Coach said, we got down a little early. It is what it is, and we just had to, change our thinking to how we were going to, get back into it. And the only way to do it is to fight, and that's what we tried to do.
You guys described that first half. They were on such a tear, and like Coach said, they got going. You guys got a little rattled and snowballed.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got going offensively and defensively. We got rattled, like Coach said, but we talked about everything in the locker room and came back out in the second half and really took care of the mistakes we made in the first half. So I was really proud of our guys.
Could you talk just what it's like to play a guy like DJ? You guys are making a run, you're right there, and he steps up and hits like a 25-footer. How aggravating is it to go against a guy that seems to pull one of those out?
Yeah, it's frustrating, when he hits shots like that, but he, like you said, he's a great player. That's, what he's going to do. So all you can do is just, try to get in on the next possession and, not let it get to you.
Any further questions for Nate or Brandon? In the
Yeah,
back.
specifically, what did you guys get done, you think, defensively in the second half that wasn't working in the first half?
Honestly, I think we turned the ball over less because in the first half they were able to get out and run on us and score some easy buckets that way. And in the second half, we didn't turn it over as much, and our best defense was good offense with not turning the ball over. So that's what helped us a lot.
All right, Nate, Brandon, we'll let you get back to the locker room. Coach Robinson, coming in for a few more questions.
It's exactly what we just talked about, what Hutch just talked about. We were missing a lot of shots. We turned the ball over some, turned the ball over 9 times. That was a bit of a difference in the first half. We only ended up with, I think, 14. So we took care of the ball a little better. But they also had 8 turnovers at halftime, so it wasn't like there was a huge differential there. But we started making shots in the second half, and when we made shots, it allowed us to set our defense, and we were able to get something. If you turn the ball over or if you miss shots, especially if you in either one of those cases, and they get the ball into Cooper's hands, you've got your hands full, and that the fact that we were able to make a lot more shots in the second half had a lot to do with allowing us to play the defense that we wanted to play. We felt like if we could get them in the half court, that we had a chance at guarding them. That's what we did at our place earlier in the year. But getting them in the half court is a lot easier said than done.
From a coach's perspective, you guys worked so hard, got back in the game, and like I asked the players, people just steps up and gets one from that team. How does that? How do you react when a guy just takes a shot like that?
At the time, if I go back and look at the film, which I won't, but I will, it'll be one of those situations where they just, it's not like I haven't seen it before. He's been doing it for 4 years. I personally will be at his graduation, make sure he gets his diploma, walks across the stage, shake his hand, say good riddance, and see on the next level. But we've seen it. And I'm a big admirer of his as a coach, when we're watching him, not when we're playing against him. And that's what he does. I mean, we saw it last year. You make a run, you're right there, and then he hits dagger threes. And he's got the he's got the guts of a burglar. He'll take those shots. He'll make a bunch of turnovers. I think Jimmy has done an unbelievable job with this team, in the situation that he's in terms of coming in as a new coach. I used to coach against Jimmy when he was at Kent, obviously, and what he's done with this team is he's allowed these guys to continue to play really, really freely. They ran a lot of sets at Kent State, and when he was there, and this team plays with a lot of freedom. They still run a lot of sets, but they play with a lot of freedom. And he allows Cooper to make the mistakes. He has turnovers. I don't know what he ended up with, but he also makes a say. So he's allowed him to go, and you can see Cooper has a huge effect.
Coach, what's your halftime talk like, knowing you're down that much and you're going up against such an experienced group in that other locker room?
What our halftime talk was very, very lighthearted. I've got, we have 8 freshmen on our team. And Darius had food poisoning last night, had a full IV bag today, ate a banana. That was, so he was dying out there. But, so I came in, and it wasn't time to beat him up. It was just time to tell him, fellas, look, I told him this was the team that I was concerned about coming into the tournament. And then last night, we showed that we were very aggressive and that the tournament wasn't going to bother us. And then, there's no such thing as a 17-point basket. So let's see if we can get the thing inside of 10 with 10 minutes to play. And if we can, we have a 3-possession game, we've got a ball game. And we had it to 5 with whatever it was to play, 4 with whatever it was to play. And so but that's when I think their experience still showed. They didn't get rattled. Cooper hits the big shot, and then that kind of took the lid off the basket for them. And we expended a lot of energy during that stretch too.
How proud are you of the growth that this team has shown? They coming in, you just don't know because there's so many young guys and guys are looking for leadership and how can you reflect on that?
Was it Roy Firestone in the movie Jerry Maguire that that Cuba Gooding Jr. says, I told you you weren't going to make me cry. If I start talking about this group, I've coached here 13 years, and this is the most fun that I've had coaching a team. You really can't ask for much more.
Any thoughts about tomorrow's final Akron, Ohio, yet again?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts while Akron and Ohio are going to be playing is I'm going to be sitting with my 20-month-old and my 3-month-old and my wife, eating a cheeseburger, pizza, and watch those 2 guys work, and then hope whoever comes out of it represents the MAC well when they get to the NCAA tournament.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.